Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday, guys. TGI Friday. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. Got a word for you. Tap in. So guys, I was having a conversation with someone who I ran into inside the grocery store. So I don't know her. We don't know each other, but we just started like kind of just talking. And our conversation kind of just led to a few things. And she's going through a season of drought, isolation season. Like God is just snatching things left to right. And so she was telling me that she's not having a difficult time with God snatching the material things. You know, she said she's not one of these people who get like attached to where she's living, cars, things like that. So she's not struggling there. She's struggling with the fact that he's snatching people. And I was asking her, you know, how is it happening? Is it just random? You know, because again, I always say, when God is calling you, like when he's like really, really ready, he is not going to consider your emotions, because most times he's already given you the nudge anyway to start removing people. But we just, you know, we like what we like. So it's kind of hard for us to just remove them. So he'll snatch the rug. And so sometimes it'll just be in different ways, right? A strife can flare up. You can have a misunderstanding with someone who you never had a misunderstanding with. Like, there are different ways it can happen. It could be like a very bad family argument. Like, there's so many different ways on how people can be snatched from you, and also why. So I was asking her, as I was listening to her first, of course, I asked her if she considered that she consider herself to have individuals around her who may be toxic, you know, maybe just drama, gossiping, nonsense, foolishness, all that foolishness, you know. So I was asking her that, and she was like, you know, to be honest with you, I just, there's maybe 2 or 3 that I can say, okay, I see he took for that reason, or he ended the relationship, I should say, for that reason. She said definitely with an ex for sure, because she knows this is not the person that was going to marry her, or even the guy that God literally have ordained for her. So she understands clearly that, but she feels like he's snatching everybody, family, friends, associates, and she's just lonely. And I told her, I said, well, he got you exactly where he wants you. He wants you lonely. And so I was also telling her, I said, well, you know, you said you're going through a healing process, a healing journey, if you will, and you just started your healing journey. Well, sometimes the people that you're currently around, you don't think anything is wrong with them, because you don't know where God is even taking you yet. See, you're just still on your level, your level of whatever you experienced in, you know, childhood life or whatever. And you've definitely experienced some trauma from bad relationships, abusive relationships, etc., etc. So she's experienced a lot of trauma, as well as in childhood. So she just started her healing journey. So I was trying to explain to her that, well, because God knows where you're going, right? See, God knows the level you're going. So he knows that these people they won't fit that level. See, you only know what you know when you're on a certain level. You really think that where you currently are is like you've reached the top. I mean, how can you know what's out there if you've never even experienced what's out there, right? Levels continue to expand. So you're thinking you're on one level. You're thinking like, oh, well, I've already got this. I did this. I got this. I've completed this. And then God starts to expose you to things, and you'd be like, okay, I'm the oddball out here. I gotta get my game up, right? And then you start getting your game up, whatever way that may be, and then you get exposed to even more. And it's like, you know, I think I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes say that last week. He was saying that he thought he considered himself to be, you know, wealthy, and then he got around some really, really, really wealthy people, and he just felt like the oddball out. It's crazy, because you don't even know where God is going to expose you to. Because you couldn't tell me 5 years ago, like, I thought I had it all figured out. I thought I had it all figured out. I didn't know that there was more to climb. Right? You don't know. And then God snatches the rug and he exposes you to more, and you're like, Well, I'll be darned. I didn't know there was more. So you don't know who's going to fit. Some will probably fit. Not a lot. One or two may fit. But also you have to consider the people around you who are your training wheels. Now, I know without a doubt, 2 people were removed from me, and this was years ago. But I know without a doubt, I didn't know it then, but he gave me revelation on it pretty quickly. These people were really my training wheels. And so, like, if I was going through something, right, they're the first person I'm calling. Like, this happened, what do you think this means? Or what do you think? The first person. And I'm getting answers from them. And then it's crazy because one day their answers will really make sense to what I'm going through. And then the next day they will be all the way off. They will be all the way off from what my spirit will be saying one thing, and I just kind of need them to help it make sense, if you will. And I'm like, that ain't what God tell me. So why am I even asking you? And so God will also start to remove people that you are using for training wheels, and you're turning to your, and don't get me wrong now, I mean, it's very important to have some, people who are very spiritually grounded and mature and much more spiritually inclined than yourself, right? You don't need a whole lot of them, but you need that. You need that, right? Because we be thinking we know everything and don't know nothing. But he will start to remove those people as well. Another reason, again, like I always say too, you don't really know you're toxic until you get healed. So you're sitting here thinking like, well, I mean, I don't think they're toxic. Well, you don't think they're toxic because you're probably still toxic, right? So until you really get healed and you discover what true peace really is, when you discover what true peace really is, you can't even explain in words what true peace feels like. And that's not like you're walking around on clouds 24 hours a day. No, you still have your moments. You still have your head busting moments, right? But overall, once you discover a certain peace in your life, you protect it, and you don't even want anybody around you who disturbs that peace. So he will start removing people because they're toxic, and he knows that you're about to be healed. And so it's almost like, let me start to just kind of wean them off. He's going to start removing anything or anybody that is a mutual thing or a mutual person, where someone, again, is playing tug of war or just trying to use something like a black cloud over your head. That could be using their children as pawns, or just using some financial, leverage over you, whatever. He will start removing all that stuff, all the people and the things that is keeping you tied to any type of web that's not going to allow him to grow you up. These things will start to fall off. All those friends that you had so much in common with, you can call and y'all on the phone like 4 and 5 hours. Like, girl, let me tell you about this little fine thing I met. Girl, let me tell you, right? Child, those conversations will just like irk you. Like those conversations, you will have to even be intentional trying to sit there and listen to somebody tell you about some foolishness. They're not talking about like some moves, like some major moves. You're just like, Lord. So some of these people just don't fit. Some of these people will fall off but come back. That happened to me with 2 people. Like, we just fell off. Not even in a bad way, just kind of like you grow apart way. Or you're going this direction, I'm going this direction. I'm trying to humble myself and learn. You're just being pig-headed over here. You're trying to mess up some stuff that you know. But once you get to a certain level, because see, God sometimes or a lot of times work on people separately. So sometimes it's hard to work on 2 people at one time. So let it be a relationship or whatever. And you're like, God, can you please like get this fool together? Your child over here. And he's looking at you like, girl, you need to be, So sometimes he has to separate people and heal and grow people up different on different paths. And it may come back. It may not come back. Some of the people who I thought would have came back didn't come back. And I'm 100% okay with that. Really, I am. Because it's, in all honesty, once you get to a certain level, you just really, really realize like, wow. I never thought I would be so disconnected. I used to think to myself years ago, like, why do celebrities, like, it used to irk me, like, why do celebrities only, like, really hang around celebrities? Like, I felt like they were, like, outcasting regular people, right? And that's not all, of course, but I'm sorry, guys. Something just really caught my attention. Or like, why do wealthy people or rich, why do they only hang around each other? Like, are us regular people just not good enough? Like, you got that bougie, like, you just can't even, And then I start to realize, like, because the conversation levels are just different. And then your character and the characters and integrities of certain groups are just different. So you're around a certain group of people, they understand things to a different level, right? It's a whole completely different level. And then of course you have people who maybe they're friends from high school or college or whatever, and they feel like, oh, you've changed it. And of course I'm sure they still got some of those in there, right? If you're wise, you still keep your day ones with you one way or another. If it's healthy, right? You don't forget where you came from per se. But it's almost like if you've reached a certain level, like many, public figures and celebrities have, it's almost like you're trying to have a conversation, and it's not that the people are less than, right? But they're trying to have a conversation with the audience or a group of people who don't even really get what they're going through. Their work ethic, like this, that, anal, like all those different structures and like disciplines that they have to have in place. Your average person can't deal with that. People will think you're insane if they're just not on that level. So sometimes it's just the people who get you is the people who's on that level, right? So you people may start falling off, and then God will start introducing you to more people. And then if you're not careful, you will start to feel guilty, like, well, wait a minute, because you wasn't my day one. You wasn't my day one. I don't even really know you, but why am I clicking with you? Like, so you got to be careful, and you have to be very, very, and first of all, you have to be very intentional, making sure that these people are people that God sent versus people who just want to just latch on for whatever reason. But you're going to have to be okay with that. You're going to have to be okay with people starting to tell you, like, oh, you forgot, blah, blah, blah. You forgot where you came from. You forgot where you came from. You forgot about us. You forgot about, listen, just go ahead and get used to that. Go ahead and get used to that, but you will outgrow that, right? It might bother you at first, but after a while, you'll be like, listen, I'm over here all stressed out trying to climb these ladders so I can make sure we all good. And if you can't respect that, instead you rather just harass my nerves and add more stress to that, because I can't sit here and play Uno with you 24 hours a day like we did when we didn't have jobs. Well, that wasn't me because I was at a job, but I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I need you to have my backup over here, because this stuff is heavy. Have my backup over here. So when I reach to this top, I'm going to reach back and grab your hand. Right? Just work with me. Miss me just for a little bit. I'm coming back for you. I think I got too I was in my own personal feelings just now. Ooh-cha. But yeah, I wanted to just share that with you guys. But so guys, if you're going through that and you're trying to understand, why is God taking all these people? I don't understand. They're just not really mean people. First of all, if you're messing with somebody, you're dating somebody that's not your husband or your kingdom purpose partner or the person that God has for you, but y'all listen. If God got to snatch a boyfriend to give you the husband, okay. If God got to snatch a job to give you a business, okay. If God got to snatch the job and the business to push you into purpose, okay. Right? It is what it is. We all want to go higher, but at the same time, we're complaining. So, I don't know. You guys have a great one. Have a great weekend. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.